On today's show, MoNique Ivory stops by to share the sweet story behind Grandma's Hands Sweetery. And we'll be talking about those famous cinnamon rolls too. And as we mark the anniversary of D-Day, Bill Wilson, Mr. Murfreesboro himself, joins us to discuss the region's contribution to one of the most significant moments in American history. Then we've got another amazing America 250 moment delivered by yours truly. And of course, our Purple Paws Pet of the Week, one cute little booger who's ready to find his forever home. So grab a cold glass of milk and save some room for dessert and prepare for a little history lesson on the side. Good morning, Murfreesboro, for Friday, June 5th, 2026 begins now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Rachel Albertson, and there's no Lance. Lance couldn't be with us today, so we have MoNique, which you're going to hear from a little bit later, and she brought me a wonderful pastry. So you'll hear more about that in a little while, so make sure you stay tuned. But we want to thank you for joining us, where we talk about what makes Murfreesboro shine. Murfreesboro is in the history in a lot of different places, but today we're going to talk a little bit about D-Day. So Murfreesboro, Tennessee contributed to D-Day through local veterans, especially Bill Allen, a 19-year Navy corpsman who made 3 trips to Normandy on June 6, 1944. Unfortunately, on his 4th trip, his ship struck a mine, killing 117 sailors, but he survived. The area also helped prepare thousands of troops for the invasion, including the 2nd and 5th Ranger Battalions, who underwent critical amphibious and cliff climbing combat training just southeast of Murfreesboro at Camp Forest in Tullahoma. Switching to sports, my favorite topic. You know, I don't know who this is, but I am grateful for Neil putting these in the script so I learned more. NFL legend and Hall of Famer Ray Berry passed here in Murfreesboro on May 25th. He was 93 years old. Many football fans know the name, but few knew that he was a Murfreesboro resident for 20 years. All right, let's check out some national events. We have MoNique. She's very excited to hear about the national events, especially today, because today is National Donut Day. And she so graciously brought this to me, which is the
Good cinnamon roll.
Good cinnamon roll. So we're gonna do a little sample and hear more from MoNique in a little while. Sunday is National Cancer Survivors Day. I'd like to give a shout out to Neil and Katrina and many other people in my life. They're just the ones in the room. We are so grateful that you made it and that you're still here today. Wednesday is National Iced Tea Day. Thursday is National Corn on the Cob Day. I love corn on the cob. You put it on the grill, some butter, some seasonings. You're messy when you eat it, and that's okay. Like at the fair when they have those booths with all the corn. Mm-hmm. All right, it's also National Stay High Day. So we're gonna segue right into saying hi and thank you to our sponsors. First off, we have Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy, South Central Bank, Superior Overhead Doors, Valley Growers, InfoRule Social Media, and 615 Insurance. All right, guys, you know the deal. If you don't have anything to do this weekend, you're not looking hard enough and you're definitely not watching our show. Calling all homeschool families. Today at Barfield Crescent Park, it's a 2nd annual Family Field Day. You gather your homeschool group, co-op, or meetup crew and compete in a classic field day with games with a chance to take home a trophy. Families will receive team bandanas, winners earn medals, and best of all, it's a chance to make memories together. I wonder if they're gonna have tug of war. That wasn't on the list, but that would be a fun family one. 2 families feuding against each other, tug of war. I'm sure young kids don't even know what that is anymore. And then, very excited about this one. The summer concert season is back in downtown Murfreesboro. Tonight is the kickoff, the Friday Night Live concert series with the Piano Men, celebrating the music of Elton John and Billy Joel. I'm very excited. Bring a chair, grab dinner downtown, and enjoy an evening packed with classic hits and great community vibes. It's a perfect way to start the summer weekend in the heart of Murfreesboro. History comes alive on Saturday. Join park rangers at Stones River National Battlefield for Charles Bennett's Civil War in Murfreesboro. Learn the remarkable story of a soldier whose experiences connected him to some of the most important moments in Rutherford County's Civil War history. Plus, each presentation includes live musket firing demonstrations. Then experience history in a whole new light. Saturday at 7:30, join a ranger-led lantern tour through Stones River National Cemetery. As you walk by Lantern Light, you'll hear stories of soldiers and civilians through their letters and personal accounts of the Civil War. It's a moving and unforgettable experience beneath the evening sky. Finally, Downtown After 5 is back. Thursday, June 11th, enjoy Sip, Shop, and Stroll in historic downtown Murfreesboro. Local shops stay open late, restaurants serve up great food, and live entertainment fills the streets with energy. It's a perfect excuse to shop local, support small businesses, and enjoy a beautiful evening downtown. We're going to have links to all of those below. Make sure you like, subscribe. My favorite thing to say is if you're on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. But we do really appreciate you guys. Comment below if you have a favorite donut shop. Whatever if somebody has a birthday, you want to shout them out, we would love to get that out for you. And up next, we have our first guest, MoNique Ivory.
They're up early because the small businesses in our communities don't wait for the day to begin. They're always getting ready for the next customer, the next order, the next idea. And they all run on good energy. The kind working quietly behind the scenes, powering every open sign, every plan, every long day. The kind you can always count on. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
All right, we are back, and we have MoNique Ivory of Grandma's Ham's Sweetery. I know, but
Yes.
you call it a dessert shop?
It is a dessert shop.
Dessert shop, that
Yes.
sounds amazing.
Yes, thank you.
So, welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Let's tell a little bit about your story. You shared with me that you started with a food truck and now you've moved into a brick and mortar. So,
Yes. Well, we started under their tent, and after a couple years, when COVID hit, actually is when we decided to get a food truck, and we've been in our food truck for 4.5 years.
wow.
Then in December, just everything kind of started to happen where it was like, oh, well, hey, this opportunity has been presented to us. We could do a dessert shop as well. So this has been exciting.
So, you think about bakery, you think about donut, you think about all those things. What do you typically serve at a dessert shop? What kinds of things are there?
Well, at Grandma's, we call it the Sweetery.
Okay.
So at the Sweetery, we do the same things as the truck. So you get the Trinity, which is our good cinnamon roll. We also have peach cobbler, as well as southern banana pudding. Every week, our menu changes. We have one loaded cinnamon roll, which is topped with anything from peach cobbler to banana pudding to creating maybe a tres leche, German chocolate, creating maybe a cinnamon roll that goes with that particular item to make it a loaded cinnamon roll. That is one rotational thing every week. And then we have a daily rotational, which means that the menu just is whatever pops in my head. That's what we bake. So yesterday we had banana bread.
Okay.
We also had brownies and carrot cake.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
on today we will have cheesecake.
Ooh, one of my favorites. For
Today we
sure.
will have cheesecake.
One of my favorites.
So it always changes. Friday is a cheesecake day. We have designated that to be, so it seems like everybody wants cheesecake on Friday. So
Sounds like a good excuse to have cheesecake. It's
cheesecake,
Friday.
yeah, it's Friday. So yeah.
Well, the name of it is Grandma's Hands.
It is.
Sweetery. So while I taste this, can you tell me about how you got the name?
Well, our name started off as Grace and Glory Sweet Treats.
Okay.
In 2018, after my father passed, my husband and I decided to honor our grandmothers. And we were just trying to figure out, we started playing around with the names, and we finally came up with Grandma's Hands. And that is something that kind of, sticks to us, because it's more of a traditional thing. Well, I ain't gonna say traditional. I'm gonna say maybe like just something maybe handed down to you, which is the recipes. Some of our recipes are handed down, but then some of them don't work so well because they just kind of scribble, and we kind of have to fine tune them so it becomes my own. So
Do I, when we're done, can I have the recipe for this?
Oh, no.
It's your secret?
It is my secret.
Dang it.
It is my secret.
It's very, very, 2 thumbs up. Very good, guys. You need to go get one of those.
Oh, thank you. For the cinnamon roll, my husband, when I used to work for the government, so when I furloughed, my husband would always brag about his grandmother's cinnamon rolls. And I think it took almost 3 years for me to get close enough to his grandmother's cinnamon roll. So that is the cinnamon roll that we have. And then I said, well, I really don't like cream cheese, just straight cream cheese. So we came up with the Good Good. So that is why it's called the Good Good.
You know, I can hear all the wives silently rolling their eyes in their head with the trying to get my husband's grandma's recipe that only she made.
Yes.
So congratulations, because that's a feat on its own.
Well, thank you. We really like doing, we really like to bake and create and give something that you can say, oh, wait a minute, my grandmother used to make that. So, you know, whether it's a cinnamon roll or a peach cobbler or the banana pudding or coconut cake or German chocolate, I just want to help fill some of those memories of your grandmother.
That is so awesome. And you can buy it by the slice or by the cake?
You can buy it by the slice, yes.
Okay.
Individual orders, you do have to call and see if there's availability.
Okay, we have just 1 minute left. Where are you guys located?
We are located at 3138 South Church Street, Suite I, as in Ivory.
That's awesome. What's it near?
We are near Veterans, and we're between Veterans and not too far. If you go to Joby Jackson, you went too far. We're on the right-hand side between Oscar's and Papa John's.
Roll down your window and smell.
Yes.
Where's it sweet? Awesome. Do
Yes.
you guys still do your food truck at all?
We do.
Okay.
We do. We go out once a week.
Okay.
To different events, and tonight we will also be at the shop as well as Friday night market in the Boro.
Nice, nice. Well, listen, Murfreesboro, these good cinnamon rolls are great cinnamon rolls in my opinion.
Thank you.
Thank you, MoNique, for being on here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Up next, we have Purple Paws Pet of the Week. This week's Pet of the Week comes to us from Proverbs 12:10 Animal Rescue. Meet Sissy. This beautiful 2-year-old German Shepherd has a gentle heart and the sweetest personality. While she's still building her confidence, having another dog around really helps her come out of her shell. So if your pup is looking for a best friend, Sissy might be the perfect match. And there's even more good news. She gets along with cats too. Sissy is looking for a patient, loving family will help her continue to blossom into the amazing dog she's meant to be. If you're looking for a loyal companion with a heart of gold, Sissy is ready to meet you. If you are interested, reach out to Proverbs 12:10 Animal Rescue and make Sissy a part of your family. For more information, it'll be in the description below. Stop! Don't scroll just yet. Up next, we have an America 250 moment with our very own Neil DiPentino.
Hey there, I'm Neil, producer of Good Morning Murfreesboro. I was hanging out with my grandson not too long ago, and we had this really kind of heavy conversation going. And I asked him, I said, Peyton, I said, do you remember what your great-grandfather's first name was? And he thought about it for a minute and he said, yeah, sure, Papa. That's what you called him. That wasn't his name, but do you remember what his name was? And he thought about it for a while. He says, no, I don't. And I said, well, let me ask you this question. I said, when I'm gone, will your children know what my name was? Now, it was kind of heavy, but he didn't really have a good answer for me. But it got me thinking about those people who lived in the past that helped us to get to where we are today. Those veterans who have served in the military and in communities like ours to help give us a better life, a better place. I have family members who have served this country all the way back to the Revolutionary War. Even today, I have a grandson who's serving in the military. And it's because of all these people, these are forefathers, those people who to many of us might be nameless. It's because of them that we are where we are today as a country. And as we get closer to the 4th of July, I'd ask that you would stop and reflect on those family members of yours, those people who have served your family, your country so well, and give them a big thanks. And one last thing to say. Happy birthday, America. Happy 250.
That was really just a touching America 250 moment. Neil has just so many great memories and stories. I love when he does this stuff. All right, well, we have a repeat offender. We have a guest that's been here before, Mr. Murfreesboro, AKA Bill Wilson.
I'm a 5-timer.
This is fun.
Where's my jacket?
It's in the mail. Well, we appreciate you being here. We're talking about D-Day a little bit, and we know you have some family history with that.
Yes.
So we are excited to hear what you have to say.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, that there were maneuvers here in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, in Middle Tennessee. And the reason they chose this area is because the terrain was very much like of the Eastern Europe.
Okay.
So they used Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, and other areas here in Middle Tennessee, and they had a lot of maneuvers. And if you go to my page on Mr. Murfreesboro, I've got photos of they had the Red Army and the Blue Army, and they would actually maneuver on people's farms. And there was actually one of the photos is the Army going across Walter Hill Bridge.
Wow.
I think a lot of people have seen that photo, but
I don't think I have. I'll have to take a look.
they actually maneuvered on my grandparents' farm on Bradeville Pike. And I do have a photo of like a large tent with soldiers and stuff. And I was told my grandmother used to go sometimes and cook for the soldiers.
Really?
Which I think is pretty cool. And there was other people. I mean, there's...
Right. There were a lot of soldiers. It couldn't be just one person.
So that I always tell people, how did Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee, if it wasn't for us, maybe we'd be speaking German right now or something. I don't know if that's true. Maybe want to cut that out. But
check.
Murfreesboro and Rutherford County played an integral role in preparing our soldiers to go over and fight the Germans.
That's pretty amazing. I didn't realize that there was so much history. You hear a lot about the Civil War.
Oh yeah,
That's everywhere.
The 7th bloodiest battle was fought here. Mm-hmm. But there was a plane crash near Walter Hill and actually killed a few soldiers. Mm. A lot of people don't. There was sacrifice here. Not even
Right.
We know about the war, but preparing for the war, there was lives lost right here in Rutherford County.
You said that on your family's farm off of Bradyville Pike, they practiced maneuvers.
There
was
were
it
maneuvers.
A large farm?
Well, at one time, my mother still lives on the last 2 acres of her grandfather's. At one time, had nearly like 700 or 800 acres.
Wow.
So there were maneuvers, and they would find stuff where things were left behind. But it was common to be in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County in the mid-42, 43, 44, and see soldiers or see a tank driving down
Wow.
Bradyville Pike or Walter Hill Bridge. I mean, it's pretty wild to think about.
When we first moved here, we lived out in Walter Hill, and I had no idea that was a locally famous bridge.
It used to be an iron bridge, and I can remember as a child coming up to the bridge after a flash flood where the water was just about even with the bridge. But it was an old iron bridge, and you were afraid to go over it because it was kind of narrow. You would you would say your prayers as you're going, hoping, sometimes mirrors would hit.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, that was Lascassas Bridge. I just lied to everybody. But
That's okay. Who's fact checking?
Lascassas Bridge was just like Walter Hill Bridge, but the iron bridge, old bridges.
Yeah, and there's the Walter Hill Dam.
Walter Hill Dam.
Funny little side story real quick. When my kids were little, we let them swear saying D-A-M, not D-A-M-N. So they would go over the bridge and they would say something and put the word dam in there because there's the Walter Hill Dam. And they were in the car with their grandma.
And they said that.
And they said that, and she about stopped the car and beat their butts.
Get that Palmolive out, wash your mouth out. That happened to me a few times. But there was actually an electrical plant there at Walter Hill.
Yeah.
That served the community out there.
From the, getting electricity from the river?
Electricity, correct.
That's
Isn't that wild?
fantastic.
So I can remember as a kid going out there, my mother taking myself and my brother and some friends, and we'd pile up in the station wagon and go out there, and we would try to catch. There were gar and we would try to catch them.
What's gar?
Gar's like a pike. They have little teeth.
So this is our southernism.
Yeah.
What's a
we
gar?
would try to catch them and, not have them bite us. And it's a fish about that long, and they have real sharp teeth. And we thought it would be cool to catch them and, throw them up on the bank. We never caught any, and we never harmed a gar.
No gars were harmed during
During
Bill's
that.
childhood. Anything you want to talk about?
Well, I know that the Friday Night Live's tonight,
Yes.
and there's a Billy Joel, Elton John performer. That should be really good.
I am so excited.
I
One way or another, I'm going to be there, even if it's just for a short period of time.
and I'm glad that we're doing things downtown. As a kid growing up, this is where everybody hung out on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You would come up, you'd see the old men whittling on the benches, and one time they would play horseshoes. I can remember a time where they would shoot blackbirds or birds off of the courthouse.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy to think, but
That is crazy.
but you would come to town, and my grandmother would go to Ruby's to buy our dresses, or go to Goldstein's, and then the men would just hang out and fix the world on the bench.
I know that the Friday night music series, the Friday night live music series, is a favorite. I have a lot of people that say, hey, I'm so excited to go. I saw Elton John a long time ago. If I
did?
tell you how long, it'll age me, and I'm, ageless, so I can't. But I like 7th row, you could
Wow.
see him sweat. Amazing performer. I did
Yes.
not get to see him with Billy Joel, but I did see Elton John. Amazing. So I'm hoping that these guys are up to snuff. I'll be
I think
a
they
judge.
will be.
I'll
They
be the
will
judge.
Yes. And it's just like Murfreesboro used to be, and this is a whole different subject, was the place to come watch concerts at Murphy Center, where I saw Elvis in concert in 1975, but that can be on another series.
That'll be episode 6
The
of your visits.
my comeback.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for talking
Thank
to us
you.
about history, things going on in the old time of Murfreesboro.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, as always.
Absolutely. And you can find Bill on social media under Mr. Murfreesboro. All right. We'll be right back after this message.
It starts with a warm welcome, the kind you only find back home. South Central Bank is a community bank, investing in people and local businesses, making a difference in the community we serve. From business loans to home mortgages, checking and savings accounts to CDs, South Central Bank is your hometown source with people who truly know you. South Central Bank, where hometown still means something. Visit our location on Georgetown Park near 5 Senses Restaurant. South Central Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, that's it for today's show. We had 2 great guests. We had MoNique and that wonderful Good cinnamon roll, which I want to rename to Great. And obviously our wonderful Mr. Bill Wilson, Mr. Murfreesboro, talking to us a little bit about D-Day. So next week we're going to have more events, more guests, more fun, more silliness. We're still minus the Lance, but that's okay. If you are watching still, you can say, come back, Lance, Rachel sucks. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Well, we're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy, South Central Bank, Superior Overhead Doors, Valley Growers, Info Rules Social Media, and 615 Insurance. We'd like to thank Brandon and Brandon at KDGI for allowing us to record here. Make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, smash it. And then if you are in your car and you want to just listen to us, we look really great, just audio. I'm telling you, we are fantastic. We are now on all the popular streaming services, so make sure you check us out there. We're going to have more events during the week that we post on our Facebook page. A lot of things that are going on in the community, we sprinkle out during the week to help make sure that you guys know what's coming up. And those are brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric. So from all of us at Good Morning Murfreesboro, have a great weekend. And whatever you do this weekend, do it right here in Murfreesboro.